so much for over 700 subscribers. We're getting closer and closer to 1K. So help me reach that by the end of the year by subbing now. Oh boy, do I have a lot to talk about. Now, I am currently recording this while Emily Artful's video is premiering. I'm planning to watch it after it's done premiering so I can get caught up on everything. I'm gonna have to have a large break in between where I talk about the subject in this little introduction that I'm making right now. But basically, I have a lot to already talk about even before I talk about Emily Artful. New stuff is coming about Shannon on the daily, and I just can't let it go, so I need to make a video on it, obviously. I also just want to say that the last video's performances have done so amazing, and I'm so thankful to each and every one of you who took the time out of their day to watch the video. I'm glad that I'm spreading awareness in the best way that I can, and hopefully this video does get spread out too. But with all of that said and done, I might as well give a quick synopsis to the people who just came here, you know, blown in from I live under a rock stupid town. Today I'm going to be talking about CreepShow, a YouTuber with used to have over 500k, now decreasing in subs rapidly because of this recent situation that's been going on with her. But CreepShow recently got in some drama with Hopeless Peaches, and by recently I mean it was a couple months ago. At least that's when it started, and it has never ended. It's ongoing. And this new drama involving Shannon has sort of like overlapped onto that one. They are connected in some way, but you understand what I'm trying to say. Shannon has allegedly been running a lolcow account where she would talk shit about her friends, dox her own family members, talk about Hopeless Peaches, as well as Toby behind their backs without them knowing, even before the Hopeless Peaches drama had occurred. Also recently has been exposed by Emily Artful for exploiting things that she did to Emily Artful and saying that, you know, flipping it around and saying that she's the victim of the story and then somebody else was doing it to her. Now you may be asking, okay, first of all, where's the proof for all these claims? One, you can get the proof for all these claims in my last video and the video before that. But for the Emily Artful stuff, that should be coming up later in this video. Again, I'm recording this intro thing before the video is done premiering so that I can get an entire watch on it and get my opinion on it. Because there's already another video out on it by Hopeless Peaches that I will be talking about in the meantime while Emily Artful is premiering. I just didn't know when Emily was going to premiere the video, so I figured out it was premiering like 10 minutes ago, and I was like, shit. But anyways, now the base consensus of the start of Emily's video covers basically the fact that she used to date CreepShow's either current or also past boyfriend. The relationship was very abusive, very not well. They had broken up, then got back together sort of in a toxic-y way into a business relationship, where basically at one point Emily had like featured in a song of Anthony's. Anthony is like the boyfriend, if you didn't know, and had her sing on the track and also be in the music video, but decided to use Shannon's voice for the vocals. Then after they started to get back onto flirting terms, Emily thought that it would be a better decision to end it because she already had a lot of stressful stuff going on with her drug addiction and a lot of insecurities and overall very negative things that she felt about herself in a different way. So adding another thing on would just be painful, and I'm proud of Emily for getting better with all of these things that she mentions in this video, even going as far to say that this channel literally saved her life. So I'm really proud of Emily, and I'm really glad that this video is coming out now, and hearing her almost break to tears it just breaks my heart, and it gets me angry. It gets me really pissed off at Shannon, the fact that she had this covered up for years and years on end. That fucking pisses me off how not only Shannon, how we were so fucking delusional not to look into her when she had this fucking fake ass persona. I don't understand how it's like everyone says, it's too good to be true on the internet. Nobody is gonna be this nice on the internet. That's impossible. Nobody is gonna be this perfect face. There has to be something wrong. There's something wrong in between the crevices and crack. And in this case, it's something humongous, and I was pissed off when I heard her almost go to tears about the situation, because I think she's been through so much torment over the years and years and years of Shannon's torment and abuse, and as well as Anthony's. I'm not going to exclude him from here. And at this time, also, Emily had a stalker, which is proven to be Shannon later on in the video. And as well as Anthony. Again, I'm not excluding Anthony. When I say Shannon, I'm mostly also including Anthony, and I will disclose if I'm not. At one point, getting her fired from her job, which gets me pissed off most of all, because that's like an income, and she literally went homeless. And Shannon, with Anthony, just chose to be homeless and live in their car. Basically, the premise is that they did not want to pay rent money, so they thought it would be better saving if they lived in their car. And every time Shannon, which the story times are likely deleted after the recent drama, if you want to get more on her channel being quote-unquote hacked, go back to my last couple of videos. These story times are likely deleted because Shannon wants to save face and have some damage control so that people can't get to the evidence of her literally saying that she was homeless living in her car without mentioning the fact that they literally chose that decision. Even at one point, faking a Facebook account to be exactly the same photos, description, name, profile picture as one of Emily's friends to try and lure her in to get her fired from her job. What the fuck, Shannon? That's not even funny. Like, that's something you can't laugh about. Why? What drives people to ruin one's life over nothing? Over nothing? What did Emily do? I don't understand. Over nothing. Literally over nothing. Shannon and Anthony ruined Emily's life over nothing. Oh, you broke up with me? Yeah, fuck you. I'm gonna ruin your life for years. What sense does that make? Just sinister people. Sinister people. I tell you, sinister. So around that time, she started channel Emily Artful and started her sketchbook story times, a new series where she would tell story times while drawing. She thought she could marry the concept of drawing and story times and just put it into one, which apparently she tried searching far and wide. Each new Pokemon. I'm sorry, I can't do that too. I can't do that another time on my channel. That people, searching far and wide for people that did the sketchbook story time, couldn't find anything like that, so she created the idea and named it sketchbook story time. Now she had gotten a mix of comments from the frequency of, oh, CreepShow is copying you, but I love your videos, and then there are, oh, you're a CreepShow ripoff, which she thought it just came with doing this sort of style, despite doing YouTube before CreepShow. But at one point, a user commented and pointed out that, hey, Shannon stole some of your thumbnails and the sketchbook storytime concept, as well as using it in the titles, Now, Emily had politely DM'd Shannon about this, asking basically, hey, could you change it or something, because I think that's my thing, and you know what I'm saying. Overall, it was a very polite interaction that I don't have the energy to read off, but I will put it up on screen for a solid couple of seconds. You can pause the video if you'd like to read the interaction, but I want to move on to something that's linked to this right after it. Now, sorry, I made a croissant. So basically, after this interaction with Shannon, a Clear Sock Puppet account messages Emily, talking about how CreepShowart is a copycat of Emily. Excuse me, I was about to say Shannon. And this Clear Sock Puppet account says, "Are you sure though? Have you seen their videos? They're so copying." And Emily, keeping a cool head, noticing that this is a sock puppet account, just responds in a nice way, saying, "Oh no, it must have just been a coincidence." And then the person responds with, "You have a really good attitude about it. I'm glad you aren't angry," smiley face or something. Which is just, I can feel the anger radiating off the screen and into my bones. Just the screenshot makes me feel angry. Just the salt coming off of it. Just the mad saltiness. It's reminding me of myself. Because, I'm named Salty and it's haha funny moment. Then afterwards on Twitter, Anthony went after her for buying views and subscribers, which is probably one of the dumbest things you can do on YouTube, and I very much doubt that Emily did do that. And their lack of evidence is it's awful. It is literally lackluster. I took a screenshot of your social blade showing that this is how the algorithm works. I found out what an algorithm means, and I think it's you subbotting. So videos blowing up means subbot view bot, 100%. Clearly you don't know how YouTube works. See, listen, I didn't buy views on my last two videos. They just did well in the algorithm because CreepShowart was trending at the time and still is. That's literally how practically every algorithm on almost every social media works. That's the reason why videos on other smaller people don't get many views, because that person isn't trending. So that's how it works. I don't know why I have to explain it to you. It's really annoying. But this man being so dumb not to know what a YouTube algorithm is also a terrifying person to Emily, because Emily describes him as the type of person to snap, get in his car, drive up to her place, and literally murder her. And if you describe someone like that in the first place, they're probably the person that would do that, you know, because the fact that you could even describe them like that is enough evidence, in my personal opinion, that they're a whack job. And you know what? I'm dead. Look at that. I just said that word without even posting this video quite yet, and a fucking shotgun comes through my window. I know it's not good to joke about things, but again, I'm trying to bring out at least a little bit of jokes in this video, trying to keep people entertained while talking about this grim-ass subject. Now, I'm about to say something that's really, really gross, and I'm gonna put up a trigger warning for, SA, I don't want to say the okay, it's the S assault, you know what I'm talking about, the rope. I just don't want to disclaim it to people who get triggered by that and have some trauma with it, so I'm about to mention that, so click off this video or skip this part of the video and go further into the video. Hopefully I won't be talking about it then, and I'm just going to say it now. Basically, Anthony had went through Emily's window, and this was back when they were in their flirtatious little relationship, had climbed in through her window, which is how Emily used to get people in and out of her house, and had intercourse with her while she was high as on heroin, to a point where she could not say yes or no to sexual, you know, intercourse. So it was rape. It was literally rape. And I really fucking hate this guy. Like, I can't really put on, like, a demograph or like a graph of how much I hate this guy. I just went through the fucking roof. And Shannon being an advocate for all these things like mental health and all of this body positivity, even calling out people who have done such actions. It is really annoying to me how she would date this sort of person, knowing that this happened, because there was a specific comment stating from a sock puppet account on Emily's channel around that time, saying a very specific saying like, "Oh, Matt, you forced someone's boyfriend to cheat on their girlfriend," which is the most specific thing you can probably say to someone, and it wasn't very smart if Shannon allegedly commented that. It was not very smart stickles, I'm going to say that. Because, dude, you fucking suck at keeping your cover not blown. I would honestly quit trying to ruin her life after at least a month if I sucked this bad at it. Okay, I'm not saying that I think ruining people's lives is something you should be good at, but I'm saying if you suck this fucking bad on it, quit. I mean, doing it in the first place, you should definitely quit, but you suck so horribly at it, and you make it so horribly obvious. Jesus Christ, even when it comes to bad things, the lack of effort pisses me off. Now again, I'm going to mention something very fucked up for a second time, so if you had this part in the video, you just skipped over the last part. I'm going to be talking about like something that's actually definitely very scary to a lot of people, and especially to Emily Artful. And I actually got chills when I heard Emily say this on the tube. The fact that you would up and say this has just shown the courage that Emily does have, because I would be fucking terrified in the situation that I'm about to bring up. So if you again have any trauma of people hurting you or anything along those lines, you get triggered by it, I'd recommend even clicking off this video at this point. You've already been informed enough about Shannon and Anthony's antics to the point where I think you're well informed enough to create your own opinion on it, because I'm just going deeper and deeper into this little tiny rabbit hole. But here we go. Basically, she started getting Snapchat messages from this one person who is clearly an account made by either Anthony or Shannon, had shown a photo of like a square of her city, like a town square, and her fucking heart sank. And even in her words, her heart literally sank. She was terrified, and reminder that this was the same man who literally said that he would go back to his high school just to shoot it back up because there was ex-classmates that would make fun of him and that he didn't like. He was insane. As far as to say psychopathic, I'm not really a therapist or a psychologist, but this just seems like plain psychopathic behavior to me if you want to go back to a school and shoot it up. And again, she literally described him as the sort of person that would hop in his car after he snapped and just go down and kill somebody. So she was terrified. She told him that she literally had a animal security dog and a fucking what's the word? Jesus Christ. She had a gun armed and at hand, and she was, it was accessible to her. And at the point where she was still texting, she had the gun in hand because she was terrified and ready for for Anthony to come down and try and hurt her, which I would be so fucking scared as well. I would be terrified, and I probably would not even have the ability to even grab a gun at that point. I'd be too shooken up. So it's amazing the bravery on Emily. Now, Emily even went to lawyers, private investigators, all these people who just told her, screenshot everything, but don't take it to court. It'd be a lengthy battle and you wouldn't necessarily get justice because it's kind of hard to prove the fact that it's Shannon and Anthony doing this. So what could Emily do for years? All she could do is literally screenshot and screenshot and screenshot and screenshot and screenshot. Just being tortured for years and years on end of relentless harassment and bullying. And it gets me angry that none of us realized this shit sooner. None of us ever looked into CreepShow and no one ever looked into what she was doing in her free time, which that kind of pisses me off, the fact that we were kind of stupid, but then again, we weren't aware of anything going on. Then again, we should have been, but I'm glad this is coming to light today. Now back to the lolcow. Basically, after this repeat and repeat of sock puppet accounts, over time, you start to realize which is which one would be CreepshowArt, aka Shannon, and which one would be the boyfriend, aka Anthony. Over time, and this is shocking to me, over time, Emily could distinguish which is which by the way they typed. That just shows how many times they texted, just shows how many times they had commented, it shows how many times they had DM'd, that just shows how many times Emily's had to put up with this. So she could tell basically that Anthony would be more poetic with a hint of trolling in there, while Shannon would be more mean girl, tacky little, what the fuck was that noise? Hold on, what little... No, but she'd be more like a mean girl, gossip girl, sort of overbearing insults, if you understand that. Well, with Anthony, it's sort of subtle trolling, poetic shit, which really pissed me off. He sounded arrogant as shit. Have you guys seen Emily's shitty jewelry and charms? Like, do people actually buy these? Holy shit, you're so unlikable. Jesus Christ, I want to fucking deck you in the nose right now after this. Not even because I'm a huge defender of Emily Artful's jewelry and design business. It's because you sound like such a snotty bitch with your insults. It's so fucking annoying. I want to fucking deck you in the face. I'm not encouraging violence, okay? Okay, YouTube, I'm not doing that. But it's just a snotty nose, little bratty fucking little response on lolcat. Because you're angry for, let's see, no apparent reason. You've been harassing this poor girl for literally years. Get a fucking life. Get a life. Get a grip. Get off the internet. Well, I mean, it seems you've already done that by ghosting your fucking channel and all social media, saying that, I'm gonna take this into legal stuff until I can prove I'm 100% innocent because I totally didn't do any of this. Guys, it was all Amy who's doing this, even though Amy is me. This entire 2-hour-long Emily Artful video kind of just fucking debunks you, just throws you down in the deep. I'm sorry, I had to make that reference. But why did I do a rolling down in the deep thing? What's wrong with me? No, but Shannon, this is making you look very fucked. You are fucked. That you are fucked. Why am I being so vulgar? Now you're just being vulgar. If you watched Haikyuu, you would get that, and if you didn't, okay, no, really, I don't know why I'm cussing a lot. It's just getting me angry. Emily Artful uploaded 2 videos of her trying to explain her absence, when in reality she left because her views are terrible. Before she left, she tweeted about deleting how bad her views were because no one wants a podcast of her talking with other artists. People want fake story times from her, and that's it. That's why none of her other content breaks 100,000, so she makes a video saying that she almost killed her child 2 times because she got him sick. Then when no one cared, pretended it was creator burnout. Yeah, no, where's your evidence? I'd love to know your great argument on this, Shannon. I'm turning into Mr. Butler of Evidence. I will not let you into the property of innocence if you do not have any evidence to this claim. So please, please give me some, because I'd love to see some hard-hitting points, because clearly there are none around. But in all seriousness, no? Emily's channel is literally a normal YouTube channel. You see, commentary channels that focus on one specific sort of content, technically are abnormal channels. Because I think, in my personal opinion, when I was a child on YouTube, you'd post a variety of different things because you're humble. Not as in humble as in like, I'm so humble, yeah, rub my titty. but and is in the sense that you're integral to your content, to the point where you're like, oh, I don't care, I'm gonna upload whatever I want. And I feel like Shannon should be the sort of person to understand what creator burnout means. I mean, I feel like she's the sort of person that seemed like, at least on her YouTube persona that we know is now not really a good thing to trust, someone who would understand what it's like to have creator burnout. But I don't know, I think that's just my personal opinion. Which, the claim about almost killing your kid twice, how the fuck do you even try and attempt to get somebody sick? I can understand putting them in populated areas of people where they are sick, but COVID-19 did not exist back then. How do you purposely get someone fucking sick? How do you go? Do you go to like a fucking, I don't know, fucking hospital and have your baby make out with a fucking cancer patient or some shit? I don't know why I'm losing my cool here, but I swear, it's just so stupid. It's dumb. So Emily Artful uploaded a video that I actually watched before, and I can account for it being uploaded, which I don't need to account for that. I mean, I could literally say that, and most of you would believe me because it's true. Emily have uploaded a video about a old YouTuber that apparently she had worked with, but did not disclose the name or anything. And for people asking, no, that's not CreepShowart at all. She wasn't talking about CreepShowart, but she got many sock puppet accounts saying, oh, CreepShowart, am I right? About 50% of the people saying CreepShowart were obviously sock puppet accounts from CreepShowart. Then CreepShowart felt the need to address it on their Instagram story. Real classy. Kind of sus, bro. But then Emily got a DM from Shannon in which it discloses, sorry I went on a rant from your video. For some reason, people are trying to insert me into it, which I get it, because I'm kind of a bitch. But there's a fucking girl on here / YouTube and now Twitter who is just fucking relentless with this shit, and goddamn, it's annoying at this point. So I was putting my 2 cents out there. Nothing but respect for you and your video. Irony. You're fucking dope as hell, and I'd never try to step on your toes. Irony. Also, props for you not saying the meme. That's a fucking classy move. My dude, you're 100% more mature than I am. Shannon, I think about everybody in the population of the world is more mature than you. I could literally have a edgy 12-year-old making commentary videos me like 2 years ago. I could literally have a 12-year-old kid making edgy commentary videos on YouTube, and they would be like 1,000 times more mature than you. Now, the exchange between the rest of the screenshots between CreepShowart and Emily Artful is 41 fucking screenshots long, and I don't have the time to screenshot all of that. I'm gonna be real, my computer will probably crash having 41 screenshots on my drive. The police will probably interrogate me for having suspicious things on my, that was a joke, but I cannot bother, so I will link the video in the description. I will probably give the timestamp up on screen now of that video, or I will just put it also in the description where you can find this lengthy screenshot conversation, but I'm going to go over it kind of like, but like I'm gonna go over the conversation as a whole and some little key points that I have with it because I can't be bothered. So you can go check out the Emily Artful video that has the screenshots because I am lazy. This video is running on for long. It's like 5 o'clock for the first time. I'm recording early so I can get done editing tonight and upload it tomorrow. We doing a madness. I'm hot as hell, so I just want to go watch some JoJo, okay? I'm gonna be real with you, so here we go. Basically, Emily Artful asks Shannon, are you the stalker person, or is it Anthony, or is it both of you? And of course, like the big brain that Shannon is, responds with, neither, dude. Which it's already been kind of confirmed that it was Anthony, so all you had to do was just like say it's not yourself. But I know, you're so smart, which it obviously was CreepShow, but I'm saying if you're gonna lie, at least be good at it. Clearly that's something that Shannon isn't good at. Then she pulls a Me Too counter and starts saying like, oh, well, so I was getting messages about sub-botting and stuff around that time. I feel like Shannon's one way of trying to get people, you know, to manipulate people is to try and relate to them so that they feel at comfort with Shannon, so that she can go on with manipulating them and softening them so that they won't do anything negative to Shannon's career. Basically, this entire convo is just me too, girl. Remember how I said if you watched my last videos, which I'm go fucking watch them, you'll I'm kidding, of course. In my last videos, I said that literally Shannon would use the stories from Emily Artful and just exploit the stories and make it seem like they're her stories and put them on our YouTube channel for profitable gain, which she does do that a lot. Even in this message, she what is the word? She said to, why do I keep going up? She said to Emily Artful that she was also a cam girl, which reminded, Emily Artful that she also was a cam girl, and that she had also gotten her nudes photoshopped and sent back to her, which, by the way, I forgot to mention, Emily Artful had, like, her explicit photos, per se, from when she was an adult, and from when she was a minor, taken and put into a photo bucket account. Really fucked up, but I'm sure you guys have come to that already. But then Shannon also claims that it drove her to the brink of suicide, and, ironically, so did it do to Emily. I don't know, I don't want to say this because suicide is a very serious topic, but kinda sus, bro. Now, throughout this, Shannon sort of, I guess you could call it sympathy bait. It's just that it's another form of manipulation that I also am the type of person to fall victim to, because I feel sympathy towards people. I don't want to pull a Shane Dawson saying, I just want to help people. I'm an empath. I don't want to pull one of those, but see, I feel like me and Emily have sort of the same view on these sort of things. When someone opens up their arguments, well, not arguments, and their responses to me when I try and call someone out, and they give their counter arguments, I feel sympathy. I want to agree with them sometimes, but then I remember, oh, I have to say this, but I'm very cross. I'm very Jesus speak. I'm very like Emily when it comes to that, where you want to feel sympathy towards these people because you just know. But that's just my consensus of that little text message strip. Holy, I'm so tired, man. I'm tired of this. But after this text message conversation, after that text message conversation, never did Emily really get any more filter accounts texting her, or any more negative comments, or death threats, or threats in general. It kind of just stopped, which kind of solidified in Emily's eyes that it was likely Shannon. And by likely, it was almost 100% confirmed that it was Shannon and Anthony doing all this harassment towards Emily, and all of this exploitment over years and years and years, to the point where it gets into decades. This has been the longest video I've ever made on my channel, the most painful video I've ever had to make on my channel, and the most tiring video I've ever had to make on my channel. Editing this is going to be a pain in the ass, so I'm probably going to wrap it up here so I don't take more of your time. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the content, subscribe. I make a lot more of these sorts of videos, and I hope you enjoyed them. And if you didn't, I don't necessarily blame you. I'm not the best content creator in the world, but some people think otherwise. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.